Sup everyone, this is Draco Evolve. Chelsea 0, Manchester United 2. This is my match review, and what a game, what a performance. Before I get started, I'm just going to look at the Premier League table, and you can see between 4th, 5th, 6th, 7, there is only 3 points separating these teams. Now for me personally, it's all about consistency between these. Realistically, Chelsea, Spurs and United, between all 3 teams, whoever gets the most consistent form over the next couple of months is most likely going to end up getting the Champions League position. Now we've seen it time and time again with Manchester United going to that sense of security, sense of false security after such a huge result. We've seen that before, so United need to now find a little bit of consistency, and I think the top 4 will be ours. But let's get into the match. Martial and Maguire 2-0 to United. What can I say? I think in going into the match, my prediction was 2-1, and I think if you guys go back to my preview, I did predict 2-1. We played with the 5-3-2 formation practically, and let me say it straight out the bat, I thought Luke Shaw and Eric Bailly next to Maguire look very assured, very pacey, very comfortable and confident. The whole team, in my opinion, looked fresh, and that was good. You know, we had a bit of a 2 weeks off. The team did a lot of work. Chelsea, yes, they were injury hampered with the likes of Hudson-Odoi and Tammy Abraham out of the team. But in reality, if looking at the game, I did not feel for 1 second we were under the cosh or under pressure, you can say. Yes, Chelsea had the ball a lot of the time, more than us. They moved it around left to right. They never could penetrate through the centre, and that's where we felt, I felt we won it. We were very assured. We were very, we worked hard. Definitely we worked hard. A bit of a, talking about Bailly, bit of a mention for him. For me personally, I'll say it straight up, it was a hard pick between Bailly and Fred to be the man of the match. Bailly, after a long time, he come back. He made a couple of great challenges, especially against Kovacevic when we were 1-0 up. I think he came running through, and it was a typical Bailly fashion tackle, and the whole team celebrated like as if we have scored. He looked very comfortable. He looked very powerful. He's brave as ever. You know, you can't fault him for that. And Fred, he was everywhere in the middle. He harried the midfield central. He won balls. He argued. He showed a lot of fight and passion. And for me, those two was a bit of a tough choice. But if I have to give it to one, I'll probably just give it to Eric Bailly, considering the fact that he's been out for injury for such a long time, and to come out and give a performance like that. He looked a bit shaky right at the beginning, but as soon as he settled in, I think he was really good. But going into the goals, 2-headed goals. I think Martial, I can't remember the last time we scored 1-headed goal, let alone 2. I can't remember the last time we actually scored a Premier League corner headed goal. And Harry Maguire gets his debut goal with the Bruno Fernandes corner. Anthony Martial, I thought the header was really good. It was well taken. He just skimmed and aimed for the far right corner of the net, the goalkeeper's right, that is. I'm not going to describe you guys the whole goal, but Wan-Bissaka did a lot of good work in my opinion on that side, and he got another assist. And I think we're starting to see a little bit of Wan-Bissaka going forward and dropping these type of crosses, because in the last sort of 4 or 5 games, I've seen that several times now for Wan-Bissaka, where he's known for defending, but also he's trying to drive forward and get that side of the game for him. So happy for Harry Maguire. Finally, he has got his goal, and finally he has got a powerful headed goal from a Bruno Fernandes corner, and it was great to see that him getting a goal. Personally, for me, I was very critical of him, especially some matches where he had 3 headers. He had easier chances than the goal he actually scored today, but he scuffled it, and I think that will come over time. He is very powerful in the air. We've seen it for England. I think he needs to show that a bit more assurity, you can say, in terms of going up for the ball and connecting well, which he does, but directing that ball to exactly where it should be. In terms of the lineup, you can see Maguire looks short with the three at the back with Wan-Bissaka and Brandon Williams on the wing back position with Bruno Fernandes, Fred and Nemanja Matic in the midfield. Dan James and Martial were up front. Dan James had a very quiet game yet again, but I think with Bruno Fernandes, the role he played, he just sat slightly above the two holding. No, I wouldn't say holding the two central midfielders. I think Matic was more holding with Fred kind of bombing up and down, and Bruno Fernandes was just there picking up, driving the ball, driving into the heart of the center of the defense, and also always being available to receive the ball. I'm not sure what has happened with Lindelof, but I think someone like Bailly coming in, it just shows if he can stay a bit of injury free and get rid of that urge to go into flying to tackles. I think he's a very, very, very good defender. I hope he gets a consistent run of games, in my opinion. Lindelof looked a bit shaky, I think, but Bailly is more assured. He's got the experience, he's very driven. Bit of a mention about Ighalo. Yes, I had him in my fantasy league. I'm sure a lot of United fans did have him. I was expecting to play some part of a game, but he never did. He came in the 91st minute, but almost scored. He went 1-on-1 with the keeper, but it was right in the middle, and it would have been a great to see Ighalo come in and get a debut goal. But this is the first time we have beaten Chelsea. Did the double over Chelsea in the Premier League, which is a bit of a surprising stat. I mean, fair play. It's an achievement, and you can see now the table is very tight. Chelsea on 41 points on the 4th position, and we are on 38 points with Sheffield United and Spurs sitting just between us, sandwiched in between us. But as I said before, guys, it's literally 3 points in, and there's a lot more games to go. We've still got 12 more games to go, and it's always about that consistency now. The team out of those three, realistically, because I don't see Sheffield United holding that position for too long, but out of Chelsea, only because of experience. Out of Chelsea, Spurs and Manchester United, the team that gets into a more consistent form is going to be the team, in my opinion, that will get the top 4 position. And as I said before, we need to stay focused, and we need to get the next game a win in the next game. We need to capitalize on a performance like that. We have seen that in the past, especially this season, where we've had a fantastic game. You're looking at the draws against Liverpool, the only team to take points of Liverpool, victories against City, Spurs, but we always followed up with inconsistency. This is a very, very important win, a must win for United, and we have delivered yet again against a top 6 side. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Before I end this video, I'm just going to show you guys some stats. Possession wise, as I said before, Chelsea had a lot of possession, but I have never felt threatened. They've only had 1 shot on target in the whole of the game, compared to our 3, which we scored 2. But you can see they had a lot of the ball, but never really, I never felt really troubled by it, in my opinion. Not in my opinion, I know that. I mean, there were times in this season where I sat and watched the United game and thought, my God, we're going to concede any time now. But today, genuinely, I felt nothing happened. Speaking about chances, Chelsea did have 2 goals, which was disallowed by the VAR. And also, I felt Harry Maguire was a little bit lucky not being sent off. We've seen it not so long ago where Son flung his boots up and caught a player, and he's got a red card out of it. Today's Harry Maguire's flinging off the boot while he was on the floor, it was more of a contact than Son's, but Harry Maguire did not even get yellow carded. I mean, I'm not complaining, but I think that should have been, if in all respective, looking at it from a point of view neutral point of view, I think that should have been a red card, but I'll take that. Whatever. But Chelsea did have 2 goals, especially I think Giroud's goal, offside is by margins, but offside is offside. Rules are rules, fair play. But I think Azpilicueta's push on Brandon Williams was a push, but I think did look like, looking back on the replay, that Fred might have just given Azpilicueta a bit of a lunge, bit of a slight shove, and the pace of Azpilicueta's kind of running towards the ball, and he ended up on Brandon Williams. But VAR, that's where VAR is there for. I do feel that VAR should be giving a lot more than taking away. We've seen decisions where VAR was not used throughout the season. I don't know what to think of it. I think a classic case of an offside decision. Fair play. Offside should be offside, but there should be more consistency. Also, in my opinion, there shouldn't be too much reliance on major decisions on VAR review. I mean, the whole point of bringing VAR is to address clear and obvious fouls or etc. goal disallows, but not checking every single goal for a VAR, not checking every single foul for a VAR decision. And that's where I feel where the referee now is getting a bit obsolete, because the VAR is doing all his decision for him. The referee is just blowing the whistle, going to VAR. It's a bit, some people might like it, some people might not, but that's my 2 cents there. But whatever the case, 2-0 up. It was a great follow-up from the 4-0 game that we had in the beginning of the season against them. And I think 2-0 was a fair score. We were compact, we were energetic, we never looked in trouble, we were assured and barely made any mistakes. There were games I watched where even though we were assured, there was always a mistake in us. But today was good. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you guys think we deserved it? Do you think VAR should be kept? And do you think VAR should be less of a importance in the game? Let me know in the thoughts in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys in the next upload. Stay fun and funny.